A few years ago, I was camping with some friends in East Tennessee. This was a lesser known campsite that is not very well marked. There was a road crossing a creek, and on the right side, there was a single campsite where we were staying at. And on the left side, there was a string of maybe 4 campsites following down the creek. The road was on higher ground, so you would have to make your way down on a hill on either side. About 1:30 a.m., 2 big pickup trucks pulled up and set up at the first campsite across the road. We all thought it was really strange that people would be getting here so late. After taking up some time unloading, they got a huge fire burning and had a very bright light that lit up their whole area. They also had like a small, tall stand-up tent, like some type of pop-up changing privacy room. This is where it started to get weird, and my memory is not completely reliable because alcohol was involved. But it looked like to me like they had some type of weird outfit on, like robes or jackets or some other clothing of importance. Maybe purple or dark blue in color? They kept going in and out of the tent while others were moving about and around the fire. It was so bizarre to us that we couldn't help peering over at them every so often to see what they were doing. Whatever it was, it seemed ritualistic. Not saying it was a crazy code or anything, but that's what we thought at the time. None of it made sense to us. They should have known that there were other people around because of the cars, so secrecy obviously wasn't a concern of theirs. Whatever they were doing, it wasn't a typical relaxing by a campfire while making s'mores kind of camping. They were definitely doing something, and they were there all night doing it. I saw them leave early in the morning, but didn't notice anything crazy. I do remember they had several trash bags in the back of their trucks. My only normal explanation is that maybe they were doing some type of volunteer trash cleanup, team building, hazing, or some type of biological study. Has anyone ever witnessed something like this? Or has any ideas what this could have been? At the time, I was 17 and living in Denver. It was during the summer that this event took place at my parents' cabin in rural Colorado, outside of Estes Park, in a wooded area with the nearest people being 7 miles north. As a teenager that had nothing to do, my mom encouraged me to drive out to an underused cabin in the countryside of Colorado. Before I left, my girlfriend texted that she wanted to come over to my house, so I invited her to the summer home. We brought 2 cars, my girlfriend's minivan and my Ram. We spent time walking outside or watching TV and such. By the time 6 p.m. rolled around, I decided to stay the night, and my girlfriend was going to leave in a few minutes. So I told her, "You can leave whenever, but right now I'm going to grab pillows from my truck." The cars had to be parked a quarter mile from the house, so I began my walk to the car, grabbed my pillows, walked back, only to find my girlfriend absolutely distraught. She was walking towards the door a minute after I left to catch up to me, when at the door, she told me I heard a light scratch. Then apparently, she heard in my voice, "Hey, open the door and let me in." Luckily, my girlfriend is very paranoid and decided to look through the window to see me walking down the road, oblivious, with nobody at the door. I'm confident that neither one of us were under the influence, and we were both sober. But that was only the first of 2 encounters. Both of us were freaked out by this, so we closed the windows and doors and slept through the night completely fine. She left quickly at around 8 a.m., and I was left alone. I decided to stay because I was actually enjoying the freedom of being alone until it came to an end when I returned to the cabin. After entering, I crossed a large room to sit on the couch when I shit you not, I heard my girlfriend at the door sounding distraught, saying, "Open the door. Oh, please. Please open the damn door," accompanied by scraping sounds on the concrete path. I called out and said, "What the hell's going on?" And I heard her reply in my own voice, "Open the door. Don't be a fool." I locked myself in the bathroom and called my dad to come over. I stayed in the bathroom until he got to the cabin, and I told him everything. I don't know if he believed me, but the next day, we left immediately. When I was a kid, I walked to school early in the morning. School wasn't far from home, as it was only a 6-minute walk. Usually, those 6 minutes would fly by, and I would be well on my way to class with no struggle. As you can expect, all this would change on a particular uneasy morning. I would pass my friend's house and look over her neighbor's front door. I kept my eyes fixed on that door as I slowed down walking, and a female figure would appear blurry from inside the house, running to the door, becoming clearer. She was in a white nightgown and was obviously terrified, scared out of her mind, trying to escape. Her dark brown eyes, long brunette hair, and pale skin still vivid in my mind. She was screaming, "Help me!" all while our eyes were fixed on each other's. She started crying. She kept screaming, "Help me!" and "Get me out of here!" She started banging on the door, which mind you was glass, with her fisted hand. It was loud, excruciatingly loud, that I started crying as I kept slowly walking up the street. I looked around to see why people hadn't come out of their houses to the loud banging and screaming. I was confused and terrified as I looked back, and as I lost contact with her, she started fading away. It was as if I broke off all connections with her. And at that instant, I felt a heartbreaking pain in my chest. And that same pain has stuck with me ever since that day. 3 years later, I was in high school and in the same class as my friend who lived next to the same house where I saw the girl. I asked her about her neighbor, and she replied that there had been no issues with him at all. I didn't want to, but an itching feeling in my heart told me to ask, "Does he have a wife or kids?" My friend looks at me confused and said, "No, he lives by himself." My heart sank and felt uneasy. My mind thought of potential answers. A kidnapping? Did he kidnap her and no one knew? How long has she been stuck there? Why couldn't anyone hear her banging and screaming? I just replied, "Oh, weird. I swear I saw a girl inside at the front door." When my friend looked uneasy, I left it off and changed the subject to ease the atmosphere. It's been 16 years, and to this day, I'm still terrified of walking past that house. Because of the few times that I did, I would still hear her screams and banging. I still don't know if she was real or not. Should I have returned and done something? That is a question I ask myself every single day.